Sup, netfolk? First things as always, if I'm magically in your subfeed somehow and you don't know why, here, it's one of these.
Aaron Imholta, a 37-year-old YouTuber and podcast host from Minneapolis, has been arrested on charges of unauthorized dissemination of sexual images. Imholta.
Good, nice meeting you. I'm Digi, host of the Insight Hour, and glad to have you. Now cue the intro. Today we're talking about Nikocado Avocado pulling a massive mind freak on the internet, revealing his incredible 200+ pound weight loss. Boeing catches another L, only this time they're losing to their employees. And a Las Vegas casino is paying a $130 million fine for definitely not, in no way, shape, or form, even resembling money laundering, but they're definitely paying, so. All in this top of the week episode of And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Alice, pull up the file on the internet's self-proclaimed bad guy first.
Nikocado Avocado revealed in a recent video that most of his content for the past 2 years has been pre-recorded, as he focused on losing around 250 pounds.
That's right, the internet's favorite mukbanger Nikocado Avocado, the man who built an empire on consuming ungodly amounts of food in front of millions, has been quietly shifting gears behind the scenes. In his 2 recent videos, he not only dropped the bombshell that he hadn't filmed any new content in almost 2 years, but he also revealed that he's lost a staggering 250 pounds in that time. He went from joking about hitting 600 pounds to taking real steps towards reclaiming his health. But as always, with big changes comes a wide range of reaction, and in this case, the entire internet's reaction. The comments under his latest video range from support and relief, with one user stating, quote, "Let's be real, this is what we hope for, rather than facing his passing due to complications caused by his heavy weight." Which people were genuinely scared that the next big Nikocado update would be about his health taking a catastrophic turn. Of course, in typical internet fashion, you also found tons of speculation. Fans started theorizing that Nikocado might have used some weight loss drugs like Ozempic, comments like, "The Ozempic worked overtime," and "You can see how powerful Ozempic is," showing that at least some segment of his audience is skeptical of whether he did it naturally, which I'm gonna be on the skeptical side of natural loss. 250 pounds in 2 years seems a bit too much weight to lose without assistance. I mean, I'm not knocking him either way. Congratulations for dropping all the weight. I hope he's able to keep it off. The fact that he's now incorporating healthier ingredients like wheat noodles and smaller portion sizes into his mukbang shows that he's at least trying to balance his content with his new lifestyle, and it'll be interesting to see how the shift impacts his content and audience moving forward. Whether it's through healthier mukbangs or an entirely new direction, the next evolution of the internet's villain is just getting started.
Boeing has agreed to a 25% wage increase over 4 years for its largest union in a last-minute deal in an attempt to avoid a strike.
Alright, so Boeing scrambling to keep things together right now? A potential strike by 33,000 workers that build the 737 MAX, which is one of their most profitable jets, has been looming over their heads and almost came to a crash. It would appear that Boeing's managed to negotiate a deal offering a 25% wage increase, better retirement benefits, and lower healthcare costs over 4 years. They've also committed to keeping key manufacturing in the Pacific Northwest, which is a huge win for the union considering Boeing's notorious move to South Carolina to avoid union labor. Now, the union did originally want a 40% pay raise, so while a 25% boost looks good on paper, it might not be enough to soothe the frustration that's been brewing for years. And members are still fuming over previous concessions, leaving many feeling like they've given up more and more each round of negotiations. While the leadership is recommending the deal, saying it's the best contract they've ever negotiated, there's no guarantee the membership will bite. They have been staging walkouts and demonstrations leading up to this, signaling that they're not afraid to flex their collective muscle. And with Boeing bleeding cash, losing something like $1 billion a month due to their production being way behind schedule, things are sort of in favor of the labor on this one. Now, let's talk about what happens if the deal gets rejected. A strike, even a short one, could have some major ripple effects across the industry. Airlines are already stretched thin trying to meet rising travel demand, and the last thing they need is more delays on new planes. Adding in the fact that Boeing's supply chain is already pretty fragile, and you've got a recipe for chaos. And Boeing can't afford another setback right now, especially not with Wells Fargo downgrading their stock last week over cash flow concerns. I mean, all in all, I'm kind of okay with Boeing taking this L. At least this time it's not coming at the cost of endangering lives. And in my book, that's always a win.
Wynn Resorts has agreed to pay $130 million to settle with federal authorities over unlicensed money transfers funneled through its Las Vegas property.
So, if you've ever in your life doubted that Vegas wasn't run by the mob, here we have the Wynn Resort. They've agreed to fork over a whopping $130 million to federal authorities as part of a non-prosecution deal. You're gonna see a lot of those quotes right now. The key here is that this isn't technically a fine or direct admission of money laundering, but let's be real. When you're shelling out $130 million because of shady international money transfers, you're probably not breaking laws, so... The US Justice Department painted a pretty wild picture of how Wynn allowed unlicensed money transfer services to operate under the radar. There were all sorts of sketchy operations at play here, including one called Flying Money, where funds were funneled through foreign bank accounts to help casino patrons move money around. Another one they had was a system called Human Head. Love me some Human Head. Where someone else would gamble in place of a foreign patron who couldn't legally make bets due to US law. One independent agent alone handled more than $18 million worth of transfers for 50 different casino customers. And all this activity happened under Wynn's nose, with some former employees making it happen despite company policies being against that kind of thing, guys. Just saying. Obviously, Wynn has since cut ties with everyone involved, but I can't help but feel like all they did was take them goats out to pasture. The thing is, like I said, while the Wynn Resort is paying up, they are sticking to the line that this settlement doesn't involve money laundering accusations at all. And honestly, the more they say it, the more likely I am to believe them. I like going to Vegas from time to time. Please don't kill me, Mr. Wynn. Now, they're trying to frame this as the last step in the company cleaning up its past, especially in light of all the other scandals it's faced. After all, this is the same company that got hit with a $20 million fine in Nevada and another $35.5 million fine in Massachusetts over failing to disclose sexual misconduct allegations against the former CEO, Steve Wynn. I mean, his name is still on the thing, so please don't kill me, Mr. Wynn. I'm just the messenger. Anyways, what's a couple $100 million when you're making billions? A speed bump, that's what that is. But on that piece of... I'm gonna call it. If you like what you saw here, make sure you smash that like button, help spread some news, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.